Welcome to the Art Base in Art Talks. My name is Amiee White Beazley. I am a journalist and a board member of the Art Base. And we are here for our final talk about the Claudette Carter Art Mentorship Program. I'm joined today by Tashi Jackson, our mentee. She is a junior at CRMS High School in Carbondale, and her mentor, Staci Dickerson, a painter also based in Carbondale. Is that accurate? Great. I just wanted to mention before we get started that this show is now open and is running through May 21st. The gallery is open from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. Tuesday through Friday. And this is the last show that we're actually showing in this gallery space before we move to our Midland Avenue home in just about a month. So thank you both for being here.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So we are going to start off by just doing some introductions. Tashi, tell me a little bit about who you are and what brought you to this program.
Yeah, I'd probably say that I received an email from Abby, who works at the Art Base, and she told me all about this mentorship. And I thought it was such a cool, thing to try, such an amazing opportunity. I knew her because I had done previous summer internships at the Art Base.
Great. And you're from Basalt proper? Ish.
It's kind of weird. I was actually adopted from Nepal, and I came here when I was 2 years old, and I've lived here ever since. Yeah.
Thank you. And Staci, how long have you been a working artist?
I'm not sure if I call myself a working artist. I work, but not all the time as being an artist. I've been an artist more or less for about 20 years. And I work at Carbondale Arts. I'm a staff member at Carbondale Arts. And I also received an email from Abby asking me to, if I'd be interested in being a mentor for this program, and so I was happy to do so.
Great.
Yeah.
So can you tell me about your first meeting? Was it, we're still in the times of COVID here, were you able to meet in person, or did you have a phone call or meet over the phone? Tell me about what that process was like.
I think we first met on Zoom.
Yeah.
And I think we just first started to get to know each other, just asking each other basic questions about each other, and then we started to brainstorm. For the brainstorm part, I didn't really have any idea what I really wanted to do. It was not very clear. The only thing I knew I really wanted to do was something really meaningful and something that I felt I'd be really proud of. Something that would kind of have deep social implications with the current state of affairs.
And what is your background in art? Is painting the medium that you normally go towards, or have you been experimenting over the years?
No, actually, this is the first time I've done a big piece like this. I'd say I've mostly drawn my entire life. I haven't really done any professional art. I haven't, I'm not in any art classes currently. So this is kind of like a side hobby for me.
That's great.
Yeah.
And Staci, what did you glean from that first conversation about where the direction of this experience should go?
I could tell that Tashi was really interested in some social issues that are really prevalent, and especially for people her age right now. She's really concerned about climate change and social justice. And so I could really tell that she had some, that they would be kind of easy to help her pare that down and find some subjects and be able to express herself that way. And so I think, yeah, and unusually, it was an unusual experience just communicating through Zoom, as we all know. But then it didn't take us long. We met each other in person maybe after the third or fourth call, and really were able to get a better idea and a better sense of what was going to happen.
That's great.
Yeah.
Well, let's turn towards the work. Tashi, if you don't mind, can you walk us through each piece and talk to me a little bit about your process, how you like to work, where you work, and the inspiration? Maybe starting from, feel free to start where you'd like, but if left to right works for you, that works
Sure.
well for us too.
I guess I'll start off with just the basics of the entire series of the portraits are kind of talking about social issues currently, and I'm kind of trying to promote social inclusion and diversity, and that's why, you know, there's lots of representation here, as you can see. So let's start off with this piece. So this piece is kind of like about Black Lives Matter and, you know, police violence and kind of racial inequality. And I thought that was a big one that I really needed to talk about because it's so current. And then this piece is about anti-Asian racism currently during COVID-19 with xenophobia. And it's really grown, and it's a really big problem right now.
Let me ask you a quick question about this. Is this a self-portrait? You identify as a Nepalese American, and I'm sure this is a very personal issue to you. Is this a reflection of yourself in this picture, or is this more of a collection of images in your mind for an Asian American woman?
I never really tried to specifically, you know, mirror myself in there, but I do identify with the woman that I painted. I don't think I specifically tried to make her look like me, but you know, she does. But it definitely hits home. It's a personal one.
And there's words on her mask. What does that say for the viewers at home that can't see that?
That says, "I am not a virus." Yeah, so that's a big slogan that many Asian Americans have kind of been using for protesting. And then this piece over here is about kind of the native struggle currently, and kind of like how so many people, tribes, are struggling with impoverishment and, you know, domestic violence, and, you know, so much due to like historical trauma that so many of them went through, you know, and I thought that was important. And then that one over there, that one is kind of talking about Islamophobia, and, you know, kind of like the misrepresentation of Muslim women and hijabs. And I thought it was important to kind of like show that in a really positive light. And I thought that was just important to include. And then the last one is about toxic masculinity. And that's more of just like it's a pretty big issue. I'd say it's kind of like the idea that boys are kind of scared to be soft, and they're scared to be more feminine, and there's this toxic environment that some boys grow up in that it's very sexist and misogynistic, and it's very toxic for everyone around them.
You also chose to write on this portrait as well, and what does it say under his or their right eye?
It says "too feminine." Yeah.
Got it. So tell me a little bit about how you feel like social justice can influence art and vice versa. How does art influence social justice?
I think that with my, since I love art and I feel that it's such an important part of my life, I really wanted to show my other interest, which is social justice. And I think that social justice currently is so important for youth to kind of advocate for, because it's a part of our life, and it's if we don't realize it or not. And I think that just representation in the art world is just very, very important.
Staci, do you want to comment on that as well?
I think it's really, art has a way to communicate issues that are beyond the soundbite or the words, and I think art has an opportunity to touch everyone, and they can relate to some of the issues. I think it would be really easy for anyone to take a look at any of these paintings and see that there's something deeper in the meaning of them. So, and Tashi she's really nailed all of these subjects.
It feels like a
beautifully.
moment in time, this collection of paintings. What a perfect time to have been able to create these pieces as a capture of what this country and what this world is going through at this very moment. I think it's really, really brilliant. So what do you, how do you feel this mentorship has enhanced your work, or what has the experience been like for you in these last few months?
It's been incredible. I think that I'm just so lucky to have worked with such an amazing woman, Staci, and I think that with her guidance, I've really improved as an artist, and you know, I learned how to communicate better, and through my art, and kind of like really analyze what I'm doing, and you know, really have intentions with my work, and it's just been an incredible experience. Yeah.
And is this something that you see yourself pursuing into college or beyond?
Yeah, definitely. I think that I'm definitely looking into art colleges like RISD and SCAD, and I definitely want to pursue that. But you know, if I don't end up doing that and I do something totally different, I'm still gonna have that art, you know, with me, that love of art, as like, you know, just a fun thing for me to do on the side. So.
And Staci, in working with Tashi over these last couple of months, what do you take away from the program as a mentor?
I was, it was super rewarding for me as well. Tashi is just a sponge of bursting with ready to go, and so it was really, really a beautiful experience of just being able to connect with her and identify what her needs were, what her ideas were, and really, and then just really just mentor her in the art of painting, and really having, she just really got what I was sharing with her. So it was very rewarding for me to be part of a process where the results were so instantaneous of the experience, and it was just a really joyful experience for me. I really appreciate having the opportunity.
That's great. Well, I would encourage everyone listening today to come in and have a look at these portraits. It's, you know, it's difficult to paint emotion, and I think all of these portraits are very powerful. So congratulations, Tashi.
Thank you.
Really happy to have you a part of this. And again, the gallery show is open through May 21st. And the timing is 10 to 5 p.m. Tuesday through Friday. So we encourage you to come down and have a look at the work that these 4 incredible mentees have produced here for the Claudette Carter Art Mentorship Gallery Show. Thank you both for being here.
Thank you
so much.
Thanks.